Oswald is not to be confused with the rabbit of the same name or the Brazilian penguin if you add the O at the end. He is a blue octopus on land, has a pet sausage dog named Weenie, and has a black head. His friends include Daisy and Henry, as well as other people in Big City. The show has been a fracture of my childhood, but one day, it all changed. I have once again got home from school. I went back on my bed to chill, but suddenly, I once again heard the sound of the doorbell. I rushed on all twos to get to the door, and this time, it was a DVD of Oswald by the porch. The DVD had the titular character of the same name with his group of friends in the form of a fan behind him. Up above was the show's logo, and there was red text reading, "Adventures in Big City" next to it. I put the DVD in my portable DVD player and prepared for childhood impact. It began with the Nick Jr. Frogs home media logo from 2003 to 2008. But the background was black and blue and the frogs beaten up. And after the logo, they fainted to the floor and a splash was seen. After that, it showed many commercials for Nick Jr., such as promos for DVDs of Dora, Diego, Blue's Room, and Wonder Pets. It was the usual for the most part. After the commercials, it went to the menu. The DVD menu had Oswald and his friends in the background of a blue-tinted Big City, plus there was options next to them. I then pressed episode selection. All this time, there were no episodes on the back of the case, and that just confuses me. The episodes were roller skating, I Guess You Never Know, Haircut, Chasing the Ice Cream Truck, the polka dot umbrella, and sleepover. It then showed an episode that I never recalled being in the series. The Haunted Octopus. What is this supposed to be? A Halloween special? I asked myself. I am so dumb for even thinking something like that. I know well that was no Halloween special. But anyway, I pressed play all to binge watch the whole DVD. The first 5 were great and all, but then there came the 6th one, which turned out worse than I imagined. Before the episode started, there was... I'm not gonna bother. Warning, this episode of Oswald was made for an unreleased season, but it, along with the season as a whole, was rejected due to the disturbance. Please watch at your own risk, as it could affect your vision of Oswald as a whole. The theme song then started to play, but something was off. The background was grayscale and it was dark into like minus 50% brightness. Oswald also had dark red in his eyes. Finally, the episode began with the title card. Then it showed Oswald, Weenie, Henry, and Daisy at the beach. "Okay guys," Oswald spoke. "Today we are going swimming." "Seems legit to me," Henry replied. Suddenly, Oswald realized he forgot something. "Oh my gosh," Oswald gasped. "I forgot my life preserver back at my apartment." "Great Scott, I need to address this," Henry muttered. "Oswald, you know you're an octopus, right? You have absolutely no chance of drowning." "Safety first," Oswald instructed. Henry started to rage at him. Henry threw Oswald to the water, which caused a big splash at where he landed. The water even got on Weenie, Henry, and Daisy. "That was uncalled for, Henry. Oswald might have drowned because of you," Daisy berated. Oswald's body rose back to the surface, but he indeed drowned because of Henry. My, Oswald was right. Safety was first, Henry muttered. It then fades to big hospital, then it cuts to Oswald placed on a deathbed inside. As the camera pulls away to reveal Weenie, Henry, Daisy and all of Oswald's other friends surrounding the bed. The doctor came in the room with a serious look on his face. "What's going on, doctor?" Henry asked. "Well, because of you, Oswald's lungs have filled up with water. He is not gonna make it." The doctor spoke in an impression of Kermit the Frog. "He's not gonna make it?" Daisy gasped. "You mean he won't be able to recover?" Everyone then heard a flat line from Oswald's heart monitor. "I am afraid so," the doctor said sadly. Weenie howled at the loss of her owner. "Come on guys, let's go bury his body," Daisy reminded sadly. The residents took Oswald's drowned and lifeless body to a graveyard I didn't remember it being in the show, where they buried the body in an empty grave. After they buried the body, they walked away. I shockingly thought the episode ended. However, I was wrong about that. A lightning bolt then zapped Oswald's corpse, causing him to revive as a ghost. Oswald opened his eyes, but they were suddenly red instead of black. The same lightning bolt hit the screen, and it transitioned to Oswald's apartment. It then cut inside to Henry, Daisy, and Weenie, who were still sad after what happened to Oswald. "Feel any different now that Oswald is gone?" Henry asked. Daisy turned around and, very out of character, yelled at him for no reason. "This is all your fault," she raged. Weenie whimpered and backed up in fright after hearing this. "My fault?" Henry gasped. "You were the one who threw Oswald into the water and had him drown," Daisy told Henry angrily. "He was an octopus on land. I didn't know he would," Henry argued. "Of course you didn't, because you got sardines for brains," Daisy berated. Weenie whimpered even more after hearing that. "Well, he wouldn't have drowned in the first place if he wasn't so obsessed with safety," Henry argued. "He was obsessed with safety until you killed him by throwing him into the water." Henry gasps after hearing Daisy say that, while Weenie stood there motionless. "You take that back. You are the worst friend ever," Daisy raged as she left the apartment. Henry was speechless. "Well, I guess that means we are not friends anymore. At least in Daisy's case," Henry sighed. Oswald teleported behind him and told him in a distorted vocal track, "You are going to pay for what you have done, Henry." "Oswald, you're back," Henry cheered. Oswald suddenly grabbed Henry and threw him out of the window. Henry screamed as he fell to his doom. Once he hit the ground, blood splattered everywhere, even on Daisy, whom was standing on the sidewalk, just in time to notice Henry's demise. "What the... Henry?" Daisy got scared and backed up a bit. It then showed Oswald approaching Weenie, who was backing up in fear. "You are next, Weenie dog." Weenie got even scared and ran off. Oswald chased her out of the apartment. The two then ran in circles around the outside of the apartment residence until Weenie slipped on a rock and got a bloody nose from the impact. "Sorry, my Weenie dog, but your time is up," Oswald told Weenie as he gobbled her up as blood was seen coming from his mouth. Weenie was howling in pain as Oswald ate her all up. Oswald then turned to see Daisy, who was unfortunately next on the kill list. "I'm gonna whack some weeds now," Oswald berated. Daisy ran off. Oswald was chasing her with a weed whacker. The chase eventually ended with Daisy slipping on a banana peel and performing 10 flips, until she fell flat to the ground. Oswald eventually caught up with her and prepared to kill her. "Wait, Oswald, you don't wanna do this," Daisy pleaded. It was too late, but before Oswald could use the weed whacker on Daisy, the screen cut to static. I can't tell if my player was broken, but it for sure wasn't. The only things that were audible were Daisy's agonizing screams and the weed whacker whacking weeds. After that, it cut to the credits, but the background was static and it showed Oswald in his ghost form laughing like a lunatic. Next to him were his dead friends. Henry was flattened as blood was all over his body. Weenie was nothing but her remains and there was blood all over her corpse. And Daisy was in shreds. But that wasn't all. All of Oswald's other friends were there, and they were dead too. Cactus Polly was blooded into pieces. Johnny the Snowman seemed to have melted. Egbert and Leo were turned into bloody scrambled eggs. Madame Butterfly and Katrina had all of their limbs torn off. Andy Pumpkin was smashed into a bloody pumpkin pie. Binjet Bunny got stabbed with a carrot, and Sammy Starfish was in a swimming pool filled with sharks. After the credits, it showed the logos, but they were different. The Nick Jr. Productions logo came up, but the two clay animated figures Nick and Nick Jr. were squished into a bloody mess. Playing into the background this time was the track from Mario Kart 64, where the player lost a race. After that was shown, I was taken back to the menu. I couldn't believe what I had to witness. I shipped the DVD to somebody else, knowing that their reaction would be the same as mine. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, because there are more chilling tales to be told. Also check out my other social media profiles. The links for those are down in the description. Thanks for listening.